This is Justin Williams, making another video for you guys. I'm here to talk about women are not the same anymore. I'm not trying to get a woman, nothing. I'm not trying to rush. Women are pretty much not the same anymore. Just like the rap and the hip hop music nowadays. Women are not the same nowadays. They're not. You got men. Getting all the women. They're getting into women now instead of just sports. Because back in the 90s, men used to be in sports, whether it be recreational or just sports in general, or the NBA or the NFL whatsoever, or MLB and MHL, Major Hockey League. It's not like that anymore. Men are not really getting into sports, and women are pretty much not the same anymore. The reason why a lot of women are not the same anymore is because there's no creativity. There's no artistic background. That's what I want in a woman, with creativity and artistic background. That's what I want, First of all, what I want in a woman, I want a woman that's more creative, artistic, balanced, and can cook, clean, can cook really, can cook 100% cook really, and clean the house, and be honest, faithful, loyal. That's what I want in a woman. Women are not like that anymore. They are not. It's all about the next thing. It's all about the next thing. It doesn't matter what race you are, what nationality, what coastal region you from. Whether it be down south, East Coast, Midwest, and the West Coast. Women are not the same anymore, in my opinion. Maybe because it has to be do with feminism. Feminism what caused it, over the years. Women are into this feminism crap like it ain't nothing anymore. Like I said before, there's no message, there's no creativity anymore, like it shouldn't have. You got women are waiting on men to approach them, and it's crazy. It's been like this since I graduated out of high school. I don't know about anybody else's generation, but it's been like this ever since I graduated out of high school, since 2005. Women has not been the same since, because of this feminism, this whatever you want to call it. It sucks. What about both? What about us? Approach men, then we approach you. It should be mixed with both. The woman should approach the man, and the man should approach the woman. It's not like that anymore. You got to do all the work. I'm not frustrated or anything like that, but it's just no balance anymore. Everything, this world is just lost for women and a lot of people. This world is kind of lost. This world is kind of lost. There's no creativity anymore. There's no art in crafting. There's no artistic. There's no crafting. None of that anymore. Everybody out there for themselves. Everybody thinking for themselves and stuff like that. Everybody's just looking out for the next thing. Instead of just being happy with what you have every day. Instead of just going out looking, and you're not gonna get it. So be happy with what you, like T.I. said on the first beginning of the song featuring Rihanna. He said that be happy for what you do have, stop looking for what you ain't got, and be happy for what you do have. That's what T.I. said in that song, and I agree with him. What T.I. said. This world don't change, man. Everybody out for self nowadays. It's sad. This world is just lost. This world is just lost, man. Straight up. It is the truth. So life is not fair, man. It really ain't, because everybody looking out for themselves and stuff like that. And stuff. I used to be down on myself in my videos, I used to be down on myself in my videos, but I quit doing it because, you know, things are not going to always go my way, and I have to learn that from experience. You know, like for example, things are not going to come when God's ready. Things going to come when God's ready. That's what I learned about life. You know, but I know women are not the same. You know, it's not creativity anymore, but, you know, good things will come. You know, I hope it does. But like I said before, things are not the same anymore. It's not, you know, it's not, you know. The rap game back in the 90s, in late 80s, you know, in the early 2000s, it was a message. You know, it was a message, whether it was positive or negative, whether it be rapping about positive stuff about the community, whether it be talking about cars, clothes, women and all of it. You know, back in the early 2000s, 90s, and late 80s, it had a message. You know, it was more structured in those times. You know, in the rap game, and the women were more creative. Back in high school, you know, whether I've been rejected or whether I was talking to this Mexican female back in high school named Rose Celia, you had a balance. You know, you had a balance. Back in those times, you know, you didn't have to worry about struggling, this and that and the third. You don't have to worry about it. You come home every day. When you come home from work every day and see your kids proud, you know, and see your kids happy and prosperous. But nowadays, you don't see that. You don't see that in today's society. You know, you don't see that in today's society. You don't see that in WWE, like the deal reveal that I did earlier about the WWE not being the same anymore. But like I said before, there's no creativity in today's society. Back in the early 2000s, back in the mid 2000s, I gotta say back in the early 2000s, 90s and late 80s, and 80s and 70s, you know, and 60s, it was more, you know, creativity, man. It was more creativity and all of that. It was more back in the 60s and 70s, you know, it was more creative, you know, for pro-blacks. But nowadays, it's not creativity with pro-blacks, you know, because these pro-blacks today are really ignorant. You know, the pro-blacks is, you know. The pro-blacks back in the 60s and 70s, they were more creative. And nowadays, pro-black is not. It's ignorance. You got the black KKK starting stuff with white people and stuff like that. You know, I think everybody should stick together. You know, like Martin Luther King did back in the day. You know, we all stick together as race. As every race stick together. You know, Martin Luther King made everybody stick together. You know, he made everybody stick together. But nowadays, it's not like that. Like I said, everybody is just out for self. You know, you got the white liberal bull crap. You got everything. You got the feminism and the white liberal, and you got adults killing children. You got gang members killing children. You got everybody in this world just killing children, which is sad. You know, which is pissing me off every day. You know, it is sad. You know, our country had to go like this. You know, and these women had to go like this. You know, waiting on men to approach them and all of this stuff. You know, which is not a good thing. It should be both. It should be woman approaching a man and a man approaching a woman. It should be equally around, like I said before. It seems like women are I'm not talking about all women, I'm talking about most of them. I'm talking about most women in this day and age. You know, in this day and age, it seems like to me they fear rejection. That's what they are. That's the reason why women approach. That's why women be waiting on men to approach them, because they fear rejection. They feel that they might get raped and all of this stuff. You know, they got their heart broken mostly. I don't know, but it's time to stop this, man. It's time to stop this crab in the bucket mentality and grow up. You know, this ain't the 1950s anymore. It's 2016 going on 2017. You know, it's time to grow up and move on from the past. You know, I know the past hurt me too a lot, but it's time to move on. You know, it's time to move on. You know, start being more creative, start being more artistic, act like we got some sense. Stop blaming the system. Stop blaming stuff on others that made you do something bad. You know, you did it by yourself, not them. You did it. Did nobody tell you to put a gun and kill somebody? Did nobody tell you to do bad things? You did it by yourself. Now you got to pay for it. You know, like I said before, you know, women need to start being more creative. Rap artists need to start being more creative. R&B singers need to start being more creative. Everything needs to start being more creative. You know, back when I was a kid growing up in the 90s, now I'm 28 now, I'm finna be 29 in May. When I was a child back in the 90s, you had to go outside and play. Whether it be in the snow, whether it be hot outside or cold outside, you go outside and play. You didn't get into those conversations and stuff like that. And the women back in the 90s had their hair beautiful. It wasn't no weave back then, not that I knew of, but the women their hair was so beautiful. It was their real hair back in the 90s. You know, I ain't had to worry about women waiting on me to approach me. I had to worry about this until I had to graduate out of high school. I don't know what everybody your generation back in the day did it. You know, tell me on the comment section. You know, and stuff like that. You know, back in my day, and a child back in the 90s. I'm glad I was a child back in the 90s. I'm glad. I was born in 1987, by the way. You know, I'm glad that I played as a child back in the 90s. I'm glad that I did that. Yeah, because nowadays, you know, you don't have children going outside playing. You don't have women being more creative, artistic. You don't have that anymore. Back in the 90s and stuff like that, in the 80s and 70s, 60s and 50s, women were more artistic. They had a message. Whether it be in the night, where you was in your 20s, your 30s, or even in your 40s, you know, women were more artistic back in the day. When I was a child back in the 90s, they were more artistic, they were more crafty, and stuff like that. WWE was more artistic and crafty, whether it be in the Attitude Era or in the Ruthless Aggression era. It was more artistic back then. But now, in this world, in this generation, it's no artistic, it's no creativity, or none of that. But this video could be titled, "There is no creativity and no artistic, etc." That's going to be the title of this video. But this is Justin Williams. You know, feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe, and add me on Facebook. I'm out. Peace.